Good evening. We are following breaking news as we come on air tonight. Firefighters currently on the scene of a house explosion. This is on the north side of Springfield. Our John Hansen's live at the scene with what we know right now. John?
Thanks, Stacey. Yeah, we're here on Sandgate in North Springfield. It's just south of East Sangamon Avenue. As you can see, debris. We are on the officials confirming this is a house explosion. You can see the magnitude of this. There's debris littered everywhere. Right here in the street, what you're seeing right now is one of the front windows of that home, and just behind that, now I'll move out of the area so you can get a better look. There are still fire crews in there right now. They have 2 lines in trying to douse out any hot spots. They have city crews helping them get into possible hot spots. There are several investigators from different departments here as well trying to figure out what caused, but you can see the home is just gone. Both homes on both sides of this house are also damaged. Now, joining me now is from the Springfield Fire Department Division Chief Ed Canny. And now, Chief, what can you tell us about this investigation so far?
Yeah, about 9:30, we got a call to 911 of a house explosion. Our crews arrived and did find the house was leveled with flames showing. They did a search of the houses around it and made sure that everyone was safe. Right now, we've got no reported injuries, no reported fatalities, and we're continuing to put out hot spots at the house that did explode. Again, we're just very fortunate, no injuries, no fatalities, and that's where we're at right now. You did mention we have several people on scene investigating. That investigation will continue for hours, if not days, just to make sure that we know what caused this explosion.
All right, thank you, Chief. We'll check back in with you in a little bit. Again, just to recap, this is a confirmed home explosion right now. They don't know the cause of this, but they do have crews here on location investigating, including Ameren. They have power and everybody here just trying to figure out what caused this home to go up. No reports of any injuries or fatalities at this time. The homes next to it have been evacuated. Reporting live in North Springfield, I'm John Hansen. Back to you, Stacey.
All right. Thanks for that update, John. It's a developing story. We're going to continue to bring you the latest updates as we get them.
Well, Devin, tensions were high this afternoon at the Capitol as more than 50 people gathered to protest the state's stay-at-home orders. The Springfield and Capitol police departments were forced to remove vehicles and individuals who were blocking the intersection behind me. Protesters lined the steps in front of the Lincoln statue this afternoon at the Illinois State Capitol, shouting "Open Illinois" and accusing Springfield police officers of acting like the Gestapo.
People need to be infected. People need to be infected. I know that sounds terrible, but people get the flu every year, and we don't have this kind of massive shutdown. And the flu is more deadly than this COVID-19.
The protest was part of Operation Gridlock, a national movement that has inspired similar protests in other state capitals around the country.
We're responsible enough as Americans to social distance ourselves. We don't need somebody to tell us to do every tiny little baby step.
You cannot be in the roadway blocking traffic.
These are taxpayer-funded roads, guys! Get out here now!
Ashley McLemore owns a small music school in northern Illinois and says she organized the protest on Facebook because she believes all businesses across the state should be allowed to open.
My business can't last 2 more weeks. My business will close in the next week or 2, probably.
The protesters blocked the intersection in front of the Capitol building, forcing officers to close 2nd Street. John Keating was there as a counter-protester.
Well, I think that the folks out here, hence why I have proper protective gear, are going to be the reason that the virus gets worse than it is and overwhelms our hospitals.
Wisconsin has extended their stay-at-home order until May 26th, while Illinois is still set to expire on April 30th. Now, it is important to note that there is a vaccine and treatments available for influenza, while there is nothing available currently for COVID-19. Dr. Anthony Fauci has said that COVID-19 is about 10 times as lethal as the seasonal flu. For now, live at the Capitol, I'm Jacob Emerson. Devin, back to you.
Alyssa, an emotional time out here today, honoring the fallen, and for some, the memory hitting very close to the heart.
Hundreds of motorcyclists lining up, revving their engines, getting ready to roll out for the Ride to Remember 9/11 on its 20th anniversary.
It's very exhilarating, and you feel very patriotic.
For many of these motorcyclists, 9/11 is more than the loss of thousands.
I've lost 6 guys that I know that are with the New Yorks, that were with the New York Fire Department. They lost the whole engine.
Thomas Calvitis and his wife Judy have been coming to the ride since it first started in 2002. Judy emotional when she tells us why the memory of those lives needs to continue to be remembered.
They died to protect us, so why would we forget about them?
The motorcyclist riding through the capital city and met by first responders waving an American flag. Right before arriving at the Capitol building, they were met by dozens of residents ready to honor the fallen during a tribute.
At the twilight's
As they sing the national anthem, people taking in the somber moment.
I have a husband who's a firefighter, and when you look back at all the things that's gone on since that date, you know, these guys have each other's back.
Even after 2 decades, 9/11 continues to unite everyone together.
As long as I'm still living and breathing, I will always be an American.
Local law enforcement, EMTs, and other first responders coming from many different small cities and towns all across central Illinois to also participate in Ride to Remember. Reporting live in Springfield, Tessa Bentulin. Alyssa, back to you.
Well, over in Springfield, Illinois, the temperatures have dropped throughout the day, but here's the good news that the roads are pretty much cleared at this point. Our Springfield Public Works Director, Nate Bottom, says crews have been working all day to make sure that these roads were not falling prey to all of the snow we got. Now, we actually did see a record amount of snow for this area. 4.7 inches. And here in this park in the downtown area, you can see there's definitely been some footprints left showing just how deep this snow actually is. Of course, it comes up right above the first level of my shoe, so that's a couple of inches right there. But like we said, all of this is record-breaking snow for this time of year. Crews are saying if you're on the roads in Springfield tonight, much like anywhere that got snow or any of this wicked weather, so to speak, they want to make sure everyone is exercising caution and being very careful and making sure that when they're driving on these roads that they're staying safe. For now, in Springfield, Illinois, I'm Amanda Henderson.
It can be a matter of life or death.
They went in.
When a firefighter rushes into a burning building, seeing, speaking, and breathing is no guarantee.
To go into those immediately dangerous to life and health situations in a structure fire, those people need to be top-notch and on their game. And if they're not, then they're risking their lives or the lives of people in that residence or that structure that we're trying to rescue.
That's why training is so critical. The Rochester Fire Department put me through the same drills they use to train. I had 60 seconds to put on the gear: boots, pants, hood, jacket, mask, helmet, and gloves. And it's safe to say I won't be meeting deadlines. A breathing apparatus connects to my face piece to shield against toxic chemicals.
Okay, breathe in.
While I breathe off this tank.
And just imagine having to fight a fire with that heat in addition to the nearly 100 pounds that's already on your body.
But it's not just physically demanding. When we got to the scene, crews were sizing up the structure, looking for potential hazards.
Fires burn hotter than they did years ago now. Structures don't last as long.
Newer homes burn quicker, so you can't waste a second. Whether charging a fire hose or dragging a victim outside.
Wow. Can't even lift it.
It's a race against the clock.
First fire jitters are always a little bit nerve-wracking. Being in there, not being able to see anything.
Chance Torsha is about to show me what he means. I follow him into this 300 to 500 degree inferno.
My body feels like it's on fire.
Seconds later, blackout conditions.
How do you navigate? You can't see anything. It's a lot of your senses.
With every breath, there's a chance of smoke inhalation. My air tank was supposed to last half an hour, but I was breathing so hard it started running out after 7 minutes. Listening to my partner's voice, we found an opening.
It was so hot, it melted part of my GoPro.
Training is key, but you always run a risk.
It's one of those things that it's super scary, but you have to come back to your senses and realize you have a job to do and push through it.
They're putting their lives on the line day in and day out.
Helping people.
Doing a good job and giving back.
It's what keeps them coming back for more.
When we walk in the door, usually we open at 10:30 and we have people waiting here already.
Waiting to take a bite out of one juicy, hot mess.
Unit number 21, be right up for you.
People over the years have joked that you know that it's come from Krekel's because when people carry it out of the building, the grease is already coming through the bag.
It's a tradition Pam Edwards' grandfather started in Decatur in the 50s. Multiple locations and millions of patties later.
Everything that we do today is exactly what he did and how he wanted it.
Walk up and order one of their famous burgers.
They're very thin and crispy.
Or some fries, a shake, and if you still have room, an ice cream cone. It's so good, enjoy. I got two.
It's a great feeling to be a part of something that's been around for so many years, and I'm really proud of that.
It's just a great place to come and hang out, get some greasy foods. Just don't tell your doctor.
It's nostalgia because America had a love affair with the car and traveling between the 20s and the 60s especially. And it's the idea that you don't see this kind of thing anymore. That's unique.
The sound of the motors, the looks of the cars, the enjoyment of building them, many things bring people out. Shiny, it's a lot of fun.
I started coming when I was a kid. I remember my dad was bringing me to them, and ever since then I kind of got into them and just loved coming to them and, loved seeing the different cars.
The frog jump's been going since 1972. There was 5 gentlemen up at the local bar. At that time it was called the D&L in Morrisonville. They was sitting around talking about, I really don't know what they was talking about, to be honest with you, but some guy come up with the idea of jumping a frog.
Oh, there we go. That's a good one.
It just sounded unique, actually. I've never even heard of it, so I just thought it'd be a good thing to try.
Here we go, Joseph Grundy, number 1.
Generation after generation, they come back to Morrisonville. We have people that have graduated here and, have left for many, many years and come back and plan their vacation to be in Morrisonville for the frog jump and the picnic that we have here.
Hey, look at that one. Get him, buddy.
If you're a resident of Morrisonville or been around Morrisonville or grew up in Morrisonville, you're either taking a vacation day today, a sick day, a holiday, some kind of a day to get down here to the park to jump a frog.
There you go.
You're gonna take it.
Oh.